What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to look at the OtterBox Traction Series Case for the iPhone XS Max. So you all know I have a small channel. So if I'm going to get a comment and somebody requesting that I review a case like Jacob did about a week ago, could you review the OtterBox Traction? You got it. I'm definitely going to do that. So I went on to apple.com, ordered the case. It was here really quickly and I've been using it ever since. And I will say this, you can buy this case either at otterbox.com or on apple.com. So you can't go into, you can't go to amazon.com, you can't go to Best Buy. They're only carrying it in those two locations. I guess it's an exclusive thing for Apple to carry this in their store. So you can go into an Apple store if you have one nearby and pick up the case there. So let's take a quick look at the website. Then I'm gonna share a little bit about my thoughts, high level about the case, and then we're going to look close up at each of the different aspects. So let's take a look at the website. All right, so if you notice, we got Traction Series Case for iPhone XS Max. We have 4 colors. I picked up the Night Glow color. There's also an Electric Tide, a Shockberry, and an Evening Blush. So you have 4 different options there. Each of the options, I think what this case is kind of known for, really is 2 things. One is the clear back, and then also that each of the sides has a speckled colorway. And I think I like the Evening Blush the best because it's kind of a yellow fluorescent speckled pattern, which kind of looks cool. Almost kind of like a just paint splatter around the edge of the case. A little bit more about this. Show off your iPhone XS Max with Traction Series, specially designed for iPhone. The eye-catching Clearcase hugs your device and features a soft touch, grippy edge with a splash of color for vibrant protection. And I think that description about fits this phone when I say soft touch, grippy edge with a splash of color for vibrant protection. So we all know OtterBox. OtterBox I think is one of the probably most well-known case makers. They've been around a lot. OtterBox or LifeProof is another similar company. They're known for making super tough cases that protect, in some cases, all sides of the phone. The other thing they're known for are super thick cases. Sometimes to have a tough case, you have to have extra thickness to protect your phone. In this case is actually pretty thin, which I really like that about it. So I would say, in terms of vibrant protection, you're going to get that in an OtterBox case. So if you're looking for a tough case, a case that's going to protect your phone in a drop, OtterBox is definitely a good choice for you. And then the other thing, grippy edge. So it does have grooves in the edge, which we'll take a look at here in a second, and a splash of color. So it has a really cool style to it. I like the look of this case. I like the feel of this case. The edges feel spongy, so they're kind of rubber edges. They feel kind of spongy. The other thing I like about this case is it does feel thin in your hand. So kind of the thickness of the case. And I think because the back is a little raised. So the back is kind of raised from the edge, from this rubber edge. So it kind of goes in and is raised a little bit. And I'll show you up close here in a minute. But what ends up happening then is the rubber sides are a little bit thinner than they would be if they were flush with the back of the case. And so it makes the case feel thinner than it actually is. Now, the other thing though is it does make it feel thicker. So this rubber does add thickness to your phone. So your phone will feel wider than it might feel in other cases. Most definitely than it feels without a case on it at all. Of course, that's obvious. But I'm going to put this next to some other cases, and we'll take a look at the width and kind of how that differs compared to those cases, because it can feel a little bit wider than normal. Although I will say this, I've had some cases where the width is, I feel the width is very evident. In this case, it's really not. So it doesn't really come across to me as something that feels overly bulky. So I think when I think of OtterBox and you think of a thin case, I think this is kind of what you're looking at right here. So one last thing I like about it is I like that, so if you like the clear back case where it shows the back of your phone through it, some of those put kind of a black plastic border around the camera cutout. They didn't do it in this case, and I like that because it shows more of the of the phone through the case, and it kind of actually makes the plastic kind of melt or kind of go away. It kind of hides the fact that there's plastic covering it there, more so than if you had a black ring around the camera bump. So I like the choice there to just keep that clear plastic all the way through. Downside though is plastic, any case that has a clear plastic on the back is a fingerprint magnet. So you cannot keep the fingerprints off this phone. I've also gotten a few scratches on it in the 4 or 5 days I've used it. So it could be scratch prone, it's definitely fingerprint prone, just something to be aware of. So in my case, I love the texture of the sides, I love the color, not as into the thickness, you know, that this case adds, or the fact that it has a clear back to it. I like my backs to be more solid, and specifically with material that hopefully isn't a fingerprint magnet. So those are kind of my, you know, high level thoughts on the case. I want to share more, and we're going to actually zoom in and take a close-up look. So first, what I want to show you are these grooves. So if you look all around the case here, on the sides, you definitely have a grooved pattern. And this you're not going to be able, you can't translate this through the camera, but this almost feels like maybe a bicycle tire. Maybe if you run your hand around the inside of a bicycle tire, like kind of the rim of the bicycle tire. That's kind of what the edges feel like. So you can kind of see the bottom super flexible. The sides aren't quite as flexible. I mean, this case is not going to come off, but the rubber's a little bit flexible there. Now let's see if I can kind of show you this. So if you look, you can kind of see how the back kind of is a little bit raised off of the rubber sides. And there's even a little, if you notice, there's kind of a little black rim around that. So it kind of creates a little bit of a, let's call it a bubble or something like that, raised area. And because of that, then the actual part that you're gripping when you hold the phone is thinner than the overall width of the case, front to back. So it makes it feel thinner than it actually is, which is nice. That's a good thing. Let's see here. Buttons. So there's your power button, super clicky. Volume up and down button, mute rocker. There's your speaker cutout, speaker grill cutouts, your PowerPoint cutout. Let's put the phone in so you can see what it looks like. Very easy to slip on. It does have a raised lip. Let me see here. Okay. It does have a raised lip. I just noticed that there's actually, so I'll show you there. If you look at the top portion, it looks like kind of where the screen cutout is on the iPhone. It looks like it kind of flattens out the case, the rubber there, which might be, you know, for your ear maybe or something like that. So it's an interesting detail I just now noticed. But it does have a raised lip. The lip isn't as raised as some cases, so it's pretty close to the front of the screen. However, it is raised, so I think you're going to be okay if you're setting it down on the face of your phone. You're not going to scratch the cover there, but it is a pretty short lip, if you can notice. I'm trying to give you a good look at that. What else? So here's the back of the case. You know, you can already see some fingerprints. There's a couple of the scratches I talked about. So I've only been using this case for 4 or 5 days. I did take it to the gym with me, and I did set it down on the ground, the gym floor. I don't know if that's where it got scratched, but there's just a few light scratches. Not a big deal. It is nice to have kind of the back of your phone shining through. So if you have one of the gold variants, it might even look better. But I think it does look nice having kind of the back of the phone. You get the logo kind of showing through, and then there's the kind of the camera bump. Let's take a look at that. So it is raised, so your camera is going to be protected if you're setting it down on the back of your phone. You're not going to scratch the camera there. And then there's some of that. There's the OtterBox. I can turn that around. There's the OtterBox branding. There you go. There's the cutouts again. Speaker grill cutouts, PowerPoint cutout. Buttons are clicky, they work just fine. Plenty of room in the to move the mute rocker around. That works just fine. Overall, the case is nice. I do like there's the speckled pattern, so that speckled pattern is kind of cool. It's definitely unique. One other just kind of small complaint I have about the case is the bottom is kind of loose, so I find myself doing that a lot. And so it just kind of bugs me a little bit. It'd be nice if that was either removed. I kind of like how the Apple cases on their silicone cases kind of have the bottom removed. I like that feel. So if I was going to do this case, I'd probably remove the bottom section there. But let's go around the case one more time. Cool looking case. There's the front. There's the sides. There's the back of the case. There's the other side. Bottom. The speckle pattern's nice. Top. And the back. This is kind of nice. This doesn't bother me at all that it has a little bit of rubber on the back at the bottom. I think it probably adds a little bit more protection to the overall case, so it works for me. Yeah, so there you go, guys. You know, I can definitely, as I said before, definitely recommend this case for somebody looking for a case that's going to provide a nice level of protection, nice level of grippiness, has a kind of a cool style to it, something that's abnormal, something you don't see every day, and has the clear back. So if you're a fan of the clear back, I definitely recommend this case for you. So hope this video helped you make a good choice in what case you're going to go with. Oh, there was one other thing I did want to show you. So before we go, I do want to compare some other cases. So obviously this is not intended to be a thin case. So I just want to get that through. And that's fine. You know, not every case is going to be a thin case, you know, but it's nice to kind of have something to compare against. So here's the Kadabi sheath with it, which is a thin case. And I'm just going to set that on top. And so let's see if that can come through there. So if you notice, let me see. I mean, it's not much thicker, but it definitely is a little bit thicker. Here, let me set it this way maybe. So, I mean, it's pretty close, but it's definitely thicker. So the Kadabi sheath fits inside. Another one to look at is UAG. So what I'm going to do for UAG is I'm going to just kind of set them down here together. Then I'm going to bring that up, and you can kind of see that it's about how tall it is compared to the UAG. I don't know if that's coming through well. Let me know if this is coming through for you, if this helps in terms of comparing. One other, this is the Spigen, I think, Tough Armor, and it's about the same as the Spigen Tough Armor. It might be a little bit taller, a little bit, the thickness is about the same. So let me see. Try to get that matched up as best I can. Holding it, I'll tell you, it feels a little bit thicker than the Spigen Tough Armor, but it is very close. So it's being super nitpicky. If thinness is important to you, that'll at least kind of give you a feel compared to those three cases. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this helped. You know, if you have any questions about this, you know, leave me a comment, and would appreciate a like if you've enjoyed this video, and if this was helpful, let me know. I appreciate it, and if you buy one, let me know what you think about it. So keep watching, please subscribe, and I will see you again. Peace.